I will be doing a quick tank review for the Soviet Tier 4 medium tank, the T-28. Is the vehicle good? The short answer, yes. What is the T-28 good at? You have a very good choice of guns to choose from a 76mm gun and a 57mm gun, which both of them are good up to Tier 6 matchmaking. This vehicle, it can handle its own in a Tier 6 match if you know how to play the vehicle right. When the vehicle it is fully upgraded, you have a very good horsepower to ton ratio, which makes the vehicle pretty mobile for a medium tank. Unfortunately, the T-28 it have no armor whatsoever, so pretty much you can die quickly if you are at the wrong place at the wrong time, or if a well-placed HE round from a howitzer from a TD or a artillery hit you, you can potentially be one-shotted easily enough. The T-28, I have a nickname for it. I call it the mini Tog, as you will see why in a moment. The Tog, it's a bigger version of the T-28. It's very much the size of a battleship. Now have a look at the T-28. You see some common traits between these two vehicles. Long, wide, have no armor whatsoever. The T-28, as long as you know how to use it right, you can do quite well from a Tier 4 to a Tier 6 match maximum. Let's get to the stats of the vehicle now. The T-28, when it is fully upgraded, you will have 350 hit points. You can take a couple of hits before you are killed. The load limit, it is 32.3 tons. My setup, it is 17.48 tons. That means I will have a very good horsepower to ton ratio with the top engine mounted. The top engine, it is a 500 horsepower engine with a 20% chance of engine fire, so watch out for that. The top engine, when it is mounted, you can easily reach the top speed when you are on flat terrain or going downhill. If you want to reach the top speed a little bit faster, just use the removed speed governor as well. The top speed, it is 45 kilometers. You can reach this top speed easily enough with the top engine. My horsepower to ton ratio, it is 28.6 horsepower to 1 ton. That means this vehicle can climb most hills in the game with ease, except for some very steep hills. The vehicle hull traverse, it is 40 degrees, which is pretty good still. The hull armor and turret armor, it is rubbish. Every single gun in the game will penetrate this armor. I generally find that with a well-placed armor-piercing shot or HE round, it can easily damage the crew and the module as well. The whole armor, it is 30 in the front, 20 to the side and rear. Turret, it is 20 millimeters all around. The weak part of the vehicle, just shoot anywhere, because the armor is paper thin. The gun that I am using, it is a 57mm gun, which is pretty competitive still, up to TL6 matchmaking. The gun depression for both of the guns, if I remember correctly, it is 6 degrees downwards, while the gun elevation upward, it is 25 degrees up. This 57mm gun, it is mediocre, but due to the rate of fire and the accuracy of the gun, you can inflict a lot of damage within a short amount of time. The pen and the damage, it is mediocre, but as long as you take advantage of the high rate of fire, 22 rounds per a minute, that is not a big issue there. The loading time for the 57mm gun, it is quite good at 2.33 seconds. The turret traverse, it is good as well, 44 degrees. One thing that I have noticed while using this vehicle, watch out for fast mediums or lights that can get around you quickly enough. If a light or a medium get around you, they can do a circle of death to you and kill you quickly enough. The vehicle base view range for the top turret, it is 340 meters. That is decent enough. If you want to increase the view range while using the T-28, I would recommend using a binocular telescope. With the binocular telescope, your view range will be up to 425 meters. So you can act as a passive scout as well. 425 meter view range, you can support your team up to 425 meters quite well still, while playing this vehicle as a support vehicle. The radio, it is mediocre, 360 meters. Let's get to the research part of the vehicle now. The T-28, the research for it is a straightforward grind. You have 6 crew members, 1 commander, 1 gunner, 1 driver, 2 radio operators, and a loader. The good thing about having 2 radio operators is that you can divide up all of the radio crew member perks between these 2 people in the tank. The research for the vehicle, if you just want to go to the KV1 right away, you just have to research all of the engines only. You can mount all of the guns with the first turret. You can use the first pair of tracks as well without going over the tank load limit. I would recommend that you research and mount the top pair of tracks just for the increased hull traverse from 35 to 40. The second pair of tracks, it is optional, but it's always good to have a increased hull traverse from 35 to 40. that extra 5 degrees does make a difference. The way how I research the T-28 engine, I used the first engine while grinding out the needed research points for the second and third engine. All of the engines have the same chance of engine fire at 20%. From the first engine to the second, you will have a better horsepower to ton ratio, and the tank will be a little bit more mobile. The 400 horsepower engine will already make this tank quite a fast medium tank as well. You will not feel the difference until you have the top engine here. The 500 horsepower engine will allow you to have a very good horsepower to ton ratio and climb most hills in the game with ease. The two radios that the T-28 have, you would have them on the T-46 already if you research them while going through the T-46. The first radio, it is a 300-meter radio range, which is okay. The 10R radio here, if you researched it on the T-46, use it right away, because it is the best one that you will have on the radio. The 10R radio here, it is the best radio that you will have on the tank. The first right here, you can mount all of the guns without needing the second turret. I would recommend that you research and mount the top turret just for the increased amount of hit points and the view range as well. You do have a minor turret traverse loss from 46 to 44, but that 2 points of turret traverse loss, you are not going to feel that difference. All of the 76mm guns are the same pretty much, except they gradually get better. Most players that uses the T-28, I generally see them using the 57mm gun because it is more accurate and have a better pen compared to the 76mm gun. I will just show you the paper stats for the 76mm gun. If you have the 76mm gun here already, mount it and use it until you get the needed research points and credits to research the top 76mm gun or the 57mm gun. From the first 76mm gun to the last, the rate of fire, the pen, and the accuracy get better. I generally find that if you are using the 76mm gun, this gun, it is good up to tier 4 maximum if you know where you are shooting at. At a tier 5 and 6 area, if you do not know where you are shooting at, you will have problems in this tank. I generally find firing HE from the 76mm gun, which is quite a good gun to use for HE purposes only. Remember that HE round, if it does hit a enemy tank, you are going to be doing damage still. The 57mm this 8 and this 4, they're the same gun pretty much. But the rate of fire, the pen, average damage, and the accuracy get better when you get to this this 4. This 4 here, it is more of a medium to a long distance sniper. This gun, most vehicles that you come across up to TL6, you can pen with ease if you know where you are shooting at. Both of these guns, the 76mm and the 57mm gun, these are both good guns to use up to TL6 matchmaking still. To research the KB1, you will need to get 13,500 research points and 390,000 credits. Let's cover the pros and cons for this tank now. The T-28 pros and cons. As a Tier 4 vehicle, you can get yourself into a Tier 6 match maximum. When you are top tier in a Tier 4 match, you can do quite well in the vehicle if you know what you are doing in the first place. At a Tier 5 and 6 area, you can do quite well if you know what you are doing as well. How do you use the T-28? Due to the paper thin armor and the low amount of hit points, the best way to play this vehicle, it is more of a support tank, or if you want to play this tank as a medium to a long distance sniper, you can play it that way as well. I would recommend that you equip the binocular telescope if you are planning to play this vehicle more of a medium to a long distance sniper. Also, when it is later in game, from middle to the end of the game, you can go in and finish off enemy tanks that are low on health in the match. What is good about the T-28? You have a very good top speed / acceleration. With the top engine mounted, you can climb most hills in the game with ease. The 57mm gun, as it is the most popular gun on the tank, you have a very good rate of fire, damage per a minute, aiming time, and also the accuracy is quite good, so you can snipe more effectively at medium to long distances. Now to the cons of the vehicle. You have no armor whatsoever. With a well-placed shot, the crew and the modules can be knocked out easily enough. Due to the size of the tank, most shells, if they hit the tank when the gun it is not for the aim, the enemy gun will most likely hit and penetrate the tank. To remind you the size of the vehicle, let's look at the TOG from the side and front. The HE rounds, if they do hit this tank, you will lose a lot of hit points if any tanks fire HE round at you. The tank tracks, I generally find the tank suspension and tracks can be damaged easily enough. If you are at the wrong place at the wrong time, you can be killed easily enough. Let's get to the equipment, consumables, and the ammo layout for the T-28. Let's begin off with the consumables. I went with a first aid kit, a repair kit, and a manual fire extinguisher. If you want to have increased engine power, go with the Langley's oil or the removed speed governor. The 57mm Z4 gun. It has 78 rounds of ammo. You will not have any problems, especially when it comes to running out of ammo. Due to the higher rate of fire, you can easily run out of ammo if you do not pay attention to your remaining ammo count. The majority of my ammo that I use, it is armor piercing. 84 to 140, that is more than enough penetration to go through most vehicles' armor up to tier 6 receives if you know where to aim at. When it comes to heavily armored angled tanks from tier 4 to tier 6, you can use APCR ammo, 142 to 236. This is more than enough pen to go through most heavily armored angled part of the armor from tier 4 to tier 6 receives. I would carry a few APCR rounds on me just in case if I have to penetrate a heavily armored tank from the front. If you do choose to use APCR rounds, it will cost you 2,800 credits or 7 gold. I would carry HE as well, just in case if you have to penetrate and do a lot of damage to semi-armored vehicles, or just to reset cap. The equipment that I have equipped to the T-28. The gun rammer and the vents. It helps with the gun performance by decreasing the loading time and increasing the rate of fire as well. The binocular telescope to increase the view range when it is activated as well. When the binocular telescope it is activated, my view range it is up to 425 meters, which is quite good. The other equipment that you can use as well if you want to, it is the enhanced gunning drive to decrease the aiming time, coded optics if you want to have a permanent increase in the view range. You can use the enhanced torsion bar if you want to. This will just make the torsion bar and tracks a little bit more durable. Let's get to the replays now. This replay, it is a tier 5 maximum match. This match I played a little bit aggressive in my tier 28. Looked like another fellow T-28 drove into me there. this KV-1 here, I am going to support it a little bit. I shot the truck to get a better view there. I am trying to show only my turret. Even with the rubble here and showing my turret only, those vehicle guns over there can hit me still. Seeing the KV-1 push there. Seeing the KV-1 there push, I moved forward as well. This T-82, it could potentially one-shot me if it fired HE at me. I was sort of lucky there that the T-82 HE round did a little bit of damage. That DW2 round did a lot of damage there. I am on low health right now. I got a ammo rack shot there. The Excelsior there, I am waiting for it to be on low health before advance. Unfortunately, that vehicle was destroyed before I could flank it and kill it. Let us speed up the replay. After this point in the match, I didn't do that much. We won by capping, while the birch gun remained hidden for the entire capping time left over. This replay, it is a tier 6 match. I did moderately well as well in this match. Let me speed the replay up. First things first, I went to the hill to act as a passive scout, as well to get some first shots in the railway area. I tried to get the last shot there, but the artillery moved. By this point in the match, seeing I am getting hit, I fell back a bit. I know that if I did proceed forward by staying on the hill there, I would be torn to pieces quickly enough. I use the buildings here as cover as much as possible. I had to load APCR rounds if I wanted to penetrate heavily armored vehicles from the front.
Пробитие. Пробитие.
The U.S.S.R, even at this tier of matchmaking, I can still ricochet round off of it from the front still. This Hellcat here.
Есть попадание.
It came forward.
Пробитие.
I falling back a bit to get my next shot
Пробитие.
to hit the Hellcat. This still kill. Easy in the open here. I am taking advantage of the momentum here to get some more shots where I can without getting hit back at. Things are going quite well for us on the west side there. The enemy team have been pushed back to the railway part. I tried to get the last shot onto the ARL, but the Chinu there got the kill. I am being careful in this area. I know that the U.S.S.R and the artillery was last seen here.
Броня не пробита. Броня не пробита. Приказ.
I was lucky there to get that shot. I tried to get the shot on the M44 there, but it killed me before I could fire at it. This match I did quite well. I did 1,100 damage. I also gotten a Master Ace Tanker badge as well. This replay, it is a tier 5 maximum match. Let me skip ahead to the front line.
Бой начинается.
This hill area here, when I do take control of it, I'm going to take advantage of it.
Пробитие. Цель захвачена. Есть пробитие. Повреждение гусеницы. Шанс разрыва увеличен.
This vehicle, while on the move, so even if you auto lock onto a target, you can hit your target most of the time while moving, which is pretty good.
Радист контужен. Радиосвязи снижен.
My
Пробитие.
driver there,
Есть пробитие. Повреждение
my
гусеницы.
radio operator there was knocked out. This vehicle, the crew is generally knocked out quite easily, which can be a pain at times. Seeing the Lee have the B1 under control, I went to the hill here to make use of it.
Не пробил.
I seem to have problem with that KV gun there, so I switched to the T-40.
Есть пробитие.
That Marder 2 or some vehicle in the area must have had hit the rock there. I went to flank this B1.
Пробитие. Броня не пробита. Броня не пробита. Готов.
I just noticed that the T7 combat car, well, it's in a failed platoon there. Well, a T7 kill is another easy kill there. Seeing we have most of the map under our control, I make sure this area is clear first before I help my team out with the KV1 here.
Есть пробитие.
At this time, switching to a PCR would be handy as well.
Броня не пробита. Не пробил. Броня не пробита. Есть пробитие. Не пробил. Не пробил.
Ricochet,
Броня не пробита.
that KV1 must be angling quite well.
Пробитие. Есть пробитие. Броня не пробита. Не пробил.
I didn't notice the A20 in front of me until now.
Пробитие.
I led my shots where the A20 is going to be. Unfortunately, most of my rounds
Броня не
missed.
пробита. Броня не пробита. Не пробил.
This replay I did quite well in. I got in about 4 kills and 1400 damage. That FCM Pack 40, it may have killed me if the match didn't end when it did. This match, I also gotten my Master Ace Tanker medal as well. Let's do a brief recap on the T-28. The tank itself, it is just average, which is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. The tank, due to the size of it, I am looking at you talk as well. The T-28, every single gun will penetrate and hit the tank due to the paper thin armor. Due to the size of it, most of the enemy guns, even if they do not fully aim, they can hit the tank still from the front and the side. It is very important that you play the T-28 carefully, because due to the size and the papers and armor, you can die quickly enough. The tank itself, when it is fully upgraded, you can do quite well in the vehicle up to Tier 6 matchmaking maximum. It is very important that you learn how to use the T-28 when you are using it if you want to do well in the vehicle. The grind, it can be a bit of a pain at times, but once the vehicle it is fully upgraded, it is a very good tank to use. Most of the matches that I had in the vehicle were just average to being very good in the vehicle. Overall, the T-28, it is a fun vehicle to use if you know what you are doing in the first place. Is the tank a keeper or not? As a Tier 4 vehicle, you can keep it if you want to. If you are good in the vehicle and know what you are doing, then it is definitely a keeper. if you just want to go through this tank ASAP and continue on to the next tank, and you did not do good in this vehicle, you can just sell it. I hope that you learn a thing or two about the T-28 and how to use it properly. If you like my video, do leave a comment in the section below, and also follow my channel as well. Good luck on the battlefield, everyone.